Hello and welcome back to Dad Made a Nerd. This is episode 5, I believe, and today we're going to be talking about all things MCU, especially the brand new announcement that, as of the time of recording this episode, was just announced a few hours ago. So we're going to get into that. But firstly, hey Dad, haven't seen you in a hot minute. How you doing?
I know, I'm good. How are you? You good?
Yeah, it's been some long days. We've had a bit of a busy week and such, so that seems to be why we've kind of had a bit of a delay between the last episode and now, but we're here. I'm excited to talk
Yep,
about superheroes.
absolutely. Yep. And I've got a new and improved background because I've got a better camera because my last one looked absolutely rubbish. But I think you're probably quite jealous of how cool my background looks.
Yeah, I mean, it makes our comic room look so much cooler now. I said comic room, it's actually your office, but to me, it's our cool comic room.
It's two walls. It's two walls essentially, isn't it? But
Yeah,
but here's our
it's two very
um,
cool walls, though.
ever expanding collection, isn't it? So yeah, no, I'm good
Mm,
and feeling good. Looking forward to recording this and getting in some conversation with yourself.
yeah. So, are you ready to get straight into it?
I think we should get straight into it. Absolutely.
Lovely. Right. So, as of the time of recording this video, we just finished. Let me do that again. So, as of the time of recording this, Marvel, Disney, just put out a big announcement, which was streamed over nearly 6 hours, by the way. And you haven't seen this, you don't know anything about this because you're dead when it comes to the internet. But essentially, it was just like studio seats, that stars sit on with their names on the back when they're shooting in films and whatnot. And it had the name of an actor on the back, and then about 10 minutes pass by, and then it goes to the chair next to it, and it says a new actor's name. And this is just revealing the currently confirmed cast for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday, which is coming out in 2026. So I just thought I'd run through all the names that we know for certain are going to be in that Avengers film. Yeah?
Oh, sounds good. So was that a live stream that they had? Did you say running for
Yeah.
6 hours?
Yes. And they only announced like about 20 names,
Right.
but some of them are really cool. So I'm going to get a few of them out the way that we kind of expect. So, for example, you got Chris Hemsworth, Thor, Vanessa Kirby, who's going to play Sue Storm in Fantastic Four. We knew she'd be in it. Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America. Sebastian Stan, which I guess means he survives Thunderbolts. So obviously Bucky, Letitia Wright, who is Shuri, Black Panther. We got Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, Wyatt Russell, the US agent. I'm going to butcher this name. Tekanuk Hiruta, who plays Namor, who in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Evan Moss Bacharach, who is The Thing. Simu Liu, Shang-Chi. We got David Harper, the Guardian, Yelena Belova's father figure.
For the survivor of Thunderbolts.
Apparently also seems to survive Thunderbolts. Hannah Joan Kamen, who plays Ghost, I guess another survivor of Thunderbolts. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. We got Winston Duke, who is from Black Panther. He talked about before, voiced Batman in an audio drama, which he was very good in. We got Florence Pugh, Lewis Pullman, who will be playing Sentry in the new Thunderbolts, Danny Ramirez, who plays the new Falcon in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and in the new Captain America movie, Joseph Quinn, who's Johnny Storm, Pedro Pascal, and then I saved the more fun ones for last. We've got Ian McKellen, who we can only assume is going to be Magneto.
Oh,
we've got
interesting.
James Mason, who's I assume is going to be Cyclops. Channing Tatum, who just played Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Do you think he's going to be Gambit again? Is he going to bring
up definitely. He was absolutely adorable.
He was hilarious, but
he's back. I kind of want him to appear as Gambit and instantly just get slaughtered. I think he was hilarious as Gambit. I think he was really funny. He's like, I love Gambit as a character. X-Men 97 very much made my love for him so strong. I don't know if Channing Tatum is like the Gambit I want. He's a great Gambit is like a joke that was in Deadpool Wolverine. So I don't want him long term.
He's probably a good person to bring back if they want to kill somebody off, because it would be
Yes,
quite funny. Yeah, they need some people who they can bring back and then kill. I suppose it feels like
most
that might be
definitely.
where he's going.
Yeah, but then also we've got Rebecca Romaine, who played Mystique in the X-Men films.
Okay.
And we've got Alan Cumming, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's not everybody. We've got Patrick Stewart, who we assume is going to be Charles Xavier, and Kelsey Grammer, returning as Beast, I assume. We saw him in the Marvel's post-credit scene as Beast. And finally, who appeared on the live stream right at the end to put his finger to his mouth to tell everyone to shut up, quiet on set, Robert Downey Jr., who obviously is going to be playing Doctor Doom.
Wow. Okay. There's some surprises
So that is,
in there.
Yeah, that is the current confirmed lineup for who will definitely be in Avengers Doomsday.
That's interesting. That's good.
It very much set up to me what I think is going to be a goodbye to the Fox X-Men films. We've got all your main hitters. Obviously, there's no Jack, but we did just get quite a lot of him in Deadpool and Wolverine. But we've got, James Marsden, Alan Cumming, which I think is great. He only appeared in X2, which is, in my opinion, one of the best superhero films ever made. Yeah. One of the best X-Men films by far. Ian McKellen, who I just adore as a human being. Patrick Stewart. So we're going to see them interact again. Romaine as Mystique. A lot of the most beloved X-Men, and notably of the first 3 X-Men films and the future timeline played by the older actors, which started it in 2000.
So interesting omissions. I'm trying to think who's not there. No Tom Holland.
Yes, that is a big one, because obviously we know that there, and we'll get into this when we talk about the upcoming slate, but in between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, we are supposed to get a Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland's a big drive. Spider-Man as a character is a massive moneymaker. So he won't be in it, or he will be and just keeping it hidden. However, if he's not in it, that means that Spider-Man 4 has a higher likelihood of street level.
Yeah.
It's me a lot for Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where we go with that. I'm trying to think who else isn't in there that we might expect to be. No Daredevil.
Oh, Chris Evans. Oh, no Daredevil. I have a feeling, though, that as Disney move forward with Disney Plus and theatrical releases, especially after what happened with the Captain America not doing so well, I feel like more stuff that's on Disney Plus is more likely to stay on Disney Plus, which is a shame. It's Daredevil. I want Spider-Man and Daredevil to hang out. I want She-Hulk to join the Avengers,
Yeah, I'm thinking as well, people like, I know they're kind of setting up, some of this will be about what's in Doomsday and then what do they hold back for Secret Wars, and we're going to get into the slate, but maybe there's a little bit of, you can't throw everything into Doomsday because they're building on a story, aren't they? They've got to hold something back. Kind of
they've got to answer the question of why Doctor Doom looks like Iron Man.
However, Iron Man is absolutely fine to come back in different universes. However, Captain America is just a no-no. That just doesn't happen. It's interesting.
Well, I know. I think there's a lot of rumors and stuff that that Chris Evans will return, and I have a strong feeling that they're going to bring back a lot of the OG Avengers that are currently dead, but just as evil multiversal variants. Oh, yeah. That does also no Hulk.
No, I was about to say no Hulk. Hulk's the other one, isn't it? Yeah, I'm trying to think who else we're missing in some of that lineup.
No Hawkeye.
Yeah, Well, maybe that's because of his eye stroke problem, but
I feel like they've done so much with Hawkeye at this point that the Disney Plus show was so strong in grounding him
yeah.
that that's kind of his place now. We've seen him in the big Avengers fights. He gets bullied enough for just having a bow and arrow. Let him have a bow and arrow against just mafia dudes, you know?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about some of the other. I mean, it's interesting that we've got a few people coming back, like Namor and some of the others. It does give away quite a bit for Thunderbolts as well, doesn't it? So,
Yeah, it's
it's a
strange
bit of a strange
casting
timing in a way.
choices.
You'd almost kind
They've
of hold some of
decided
those back.
to, out of all of the MCU characters, it's these big names, these main title card characters that we love. Then they also put in, and I love Winston Duke, and he's great as M'Baku. But M'Baku's always been a supporting character for the Black Panther films, but he's definitely going to be in it. Same for David Harbour, who's a supporting character of Red Guardian, kind of largely a joke. Like Sebastian Stan makes sense to me. He's a big star. Everyone loves Bucky. He's been around for a long time. David Harbour's only really been in Black Widow, which was very poorly received. He will be in Thunderbolts, as well as saying Sentry will be. That makes sense to me. He's a powerful character when we get to see him on screen. But also the Ghost, who's only so far been in Ant-Man and the Wasp and will be in Thunderbolts. I wonder if part of announcing this is because they're trying to entice people to go and see Thunderbolts. It comes in May very soon, knowing that letting audiences know that these people are going to be in the big Avengers film, so you want to be for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The other people I just thought of as well, who aren't in there, are any of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I mean, we won't expect all of them,
Oh,
but certainly Star Lord isn't there, is he? So
yeah.
Chris Pratt might have to wait a bit to come
Where's Chris
back.
Pratt? I reckon he'll still show up. The
Yeah,
thing is, it's hard. Infinity War and Endgame were quite well structured in able to juggle a very large sandpit of toys and getting all these characters into like one story, which kind of the end goal of that was to condense the amount of characters they've got to a handful so that the next film, Avengers Endgame, can be more cohesive and focus on those characters a bit more. Now we're going into the new Avengers films with probably like double, triple amount of characters we did for Endgame. No Doctor Strange as well, I think it's important to note.
oh, Doctor Strange. Yeah,
I thought he would for sure definitely.
I mean, there's always a chance that some of those characters will come in. I mean, they're not going to want to put everybody there because it creates the story of, wait a minute, where are these people? Where's some of that as well? So I'm skeptical that some of those people won't be in it, but
Yeah.
part of this will be about creating some of the impetus. And I think we've talked about this in the past. There feels like there needs to be a nostalgia moment in order to kind of draw people into the cinema at the minute or into some of the theaters. And I think this is all starting to build some of that, and probably links to what we're going to talk about today, which is talking about some of the slate of what's coming up. How does it build into some of the things that we can expect? And what do we want to see in some of those films and some of those TV series?
Yeah.
And how much of that will really be realized? And we hope we want it to be really good. We want it to be absolutely brilliant in terms of some of the different stories that come up, but the reality is sometimes we can be slightly underwhelmed by some of the delivery, particularly when some of these stories are all come out from the first thing we do is you look at some of the things coming out and some of the characters. You start to look at some of the different storylines we've had in the past, and some of the characters have got such a rich tapestry of stories within the comics. And then sometimes, but the way you write for a comic and the way you write for a film are so different. It's about capturing that magic in the middle of something just landing and being kind of received in the way that we want it to be. But we have to see some of this with a bit of skepticism, don't we? I do think they're creating some
Most
headlines with that,
definitely.
but it's a massive cast, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be immensely packed. I have no doubt that when we watch the film, when it eventually comes out, because this announcement was just to say that the film's now in production. So I assume actually a large part of this is have the actors on set. It's probably going to leak that they're all around the same area shooting the film. So we may as well make it a big announcement to say they're definitely going to be in it, and then leave the other surprises for later. But there's so many characters to deal with that I think it's going to be hard to notice when you're watching the film. Oh, actually, that Mordo guy from the Doctor Strange film hasn't shown up yet. I wonder where he's at. Like, we're not going to care. So many things to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an interesting announcement. I hadn't spotted that, Jay. So that's
Yeah,
definitely one for us to watch and keep an eye on, isn't it, over the next couple of months?
it's been a good episode, Dad. Thank you. And recording with you again. I feel a lot lightheaded, which means I spoke way too much in this episode. Other than that, is there anything you want to plug? You usually don't, do you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, what I would
Cool.
suggest is people look out for your Jay's reviews. So you've got an Instagram channel for so when
Yeah.
these films come out, when these series come out, a good way of getting a good sense of what they're like is to follow your Jay's reviews, which would be my suggestion for people.
Yeah. Follow us on socials. I'm at jgrieves2 on Instagram. Follow Dad Made a Nerd, Spotify. Rate us 5 stars if you're so nice. Leave us a comment, answer the poll. There'll probably be one. Share it around. Give a like on YouTube if you're there. You can also, if you're in the Plymouth area in April and toward the end of April, I am going to be in a theatre show at the Barbican Theatre in Plymouth called The Fair Maid of the West. You'll be able to find information on that on my socials as well. Is that about it? Anything else to add, Dad?
No, thanks. Hopefully people enjoyed listening. Hope listening about the Marvel MCU, but I think would definitely encourage you to go along and watch Jacob in his acting in Plymouth. Hopefully we'll be there as well, or we might not be able to be, but we'd like to be. Good stuff.
Cool.
So thanks for listening. Follow us on Spotify. Hope you enjoyed listening. Rate it, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
Yeah. Bye.